Alright, I know what you're here for. You want to see the costumes I made for the noise. For those unaware, last year I took a bunch of Peppino sprites and edited them to give him 20 costumes, each one based on one of the game's levels. Well, I did it again for the noise. Just like last time, these were posted onto my Twitter first, then I made this video to talk about what each costume is based on, what it's referencing, and any extra notes I have. After this video goes live, they'll be posted on my Tumblr blog as well. Alright, let's get into it. Starting with John Gutter, this level's costume is Noisy John, suggested by DesWasHere8706. Some of these costumes were suggested by viewers like you, either in the comments of my Noise Update review or on my Twitter. I'll do my best to say everyone's username, but I apologize if I pronounce it incorrectly. This costume puts the Noise in a brown suit with a dark brown cape, and the suit has a patch on the crotch. Noisy John is based on the outfit Pillar John wears when revived at the end of the Noises campaign. A lot of people said I should have made Peppino wear John's outfit in my original Peppino costumes video, so I'm partially rectifying that by doing it for the noise instead. Pizzascape's costume is the Castle Clown, which is a fairly traditional jester outfit, using the Noise's classic colors. This costume was suggested by Janko1. This fits the Noise's attitude very well. He'd absolutely be a court jester in medieval times. Ancient Cheese's costume is Etu Noise, which is based on the outfit senators in ancient Rome wore. This is one of the first costumes I came up with, specifically because I wanted to make an Ides of March joke. Bloodsus Dungeon's costume is Cutthroat, and has the Noise wearing red, gray, and blue clothes styled after a medieval executioner's outfit. Specifically, I based him off of a statue of a Polish executioner in a Polish museum somewhere. Oregano Desert's costume is Outpost Host. It's a simple costume, as the Noise wears an orange sombrero and a plain vest. This is the same outfit he wore in the unfinished comic series The Bad, the Ugly, and the Even Uglier. The costume was named Outpost Host to reference what the Noise was doing in said comic, being stationed at an NTV outpost in the desert and trying to host a party to stave off boredom. This costume was suggested by the Pain Panda 7681. Wasteyard's costume is Necromanced, where I killed the Noise and then used my powers of necromancy to revive him and put him in a snazzy pink suit. While I wanted to make this costume from the start, it was also suggested by Kios3A on Twitter, so congrats, you predicted what I was gonna do. Despite what many people assumed, this is not a reference to the Doys, but rather the corpses you ride on in Wasteyard. When making my original Peppino costumes, I also made him a costume based on the corpses, but Peppino was kept alive. Since the Noise has clothes in-game that changes skin color, I thought I could have some fun with different skin tones for a few costumes. Fun Farm's costume is Chicken Wrangler, which is a generic farmer's outfit. Originally it was going to be a scarecrow, as suggested by Wom with no O, but halfway through I realized I had no idea how to make that a reality, so I gave up and just made him a farmer. Thank you for the suggestion though. Fast Food Saloon's costume is High Noon Bandit, which has the Noise wearing a yellow top hat and orange bandana. This costume is referencing one of the Peppino and Noise comics, specifically this cowboy one. This costume was suggested by Molly MS Paint on Twitter. As a side note, in preparation for this video, I looked at their Twitter and learned that they make some great art, so give them a follow, show them some love. Crust Cove's costume is Swabby, suggested by Normally Guy. This costume puts the Noise in what I think is supposed to be a swimsuit, and gives him an eye patch. It's based on the outfit the Noise wears in the Barrel Transformations TV screen. Gnome Forest's costume is Sharpshooter, suggested by Avoids the Doys. It dresses the Noise up like one of the many Noise goblins in Gnome Forest. I know there's already a set of clothes in game that gives the Noise the colors of a Noise goblin, but I thought it'd be good to make a costume that just makes him a goblin. Deep Dish 9's costume is the Freak from Outer Space, which makes the Noise an alien. He's got the classic gray skin, large black eyes, and is wearing a white spacesuit with cobalt blue trims. This was a pretty fun costume, to be honest. It's the first one that really messes with his eyes, and I think it turned out great. This costume was suggested by Janko1. Golf's costume is Taking Orders, suggested by Bobers and Sand. This puts the Noise in a typical fast food employee's outfit, complete with an apron and one of those dumb hats. What's up with those hats anyway? I never really understood why some fast food places make their employees wear those hats. The Pig City's costume is called Executive, and was suggested by Seamstar Smokey. It takes the Noise out of his usual suit and puts him in his business suit. This costume is based on one piece of concept art that shows the Noise and Peppino in casual clothes. I initially forgot to remove the Noise's mustache because apparently it's just a part of his hat, but I went back and fixed it. Peppybot Factory's costume is called Tin Can, and puts the Noise in a very poorly made robot disguise. The Noise is wearing a trash can, some metal boxes he found, a bucket with some bolts stuck in it, and he's using aluminum foil as his cape. This was suggested by DD Delete This 9940 and is based on one of the stickers that gets slapped on title cards when playing as the Noise. It's also partially inspired by the Tin Soldier cosmetic set from Team Fortress 2, which makes Soldier wear his robot disguise made from cardboard boxes and dryer hoses. Oh Shit's costume is Dumpster Diver, which dresses the Noise up as some kind of bum, complete with a dirty jacket, torn hat, and old shoes. I didn't have a lot of ideas for this level, so this was the best I could come up with. RRF's costume is Santa? This costume dresses up the Noise like Santa Claus, as a reference to the Peppino's Xmas Break demo. In that demo, the Noise was disguised as Santa and dragged Peppino into the Stronghold. At the end of the stage, you get a demo-exclusive boss fight against the Noise. This costume was suggested by Intent Vortex. Pizza Scare's costume is called Avoid the Noise. It puts the Noise in his Halloween costume. It's an orange bunny costume that vaguely looks like the Noid, the Domino's mascot that inspired the Noise. The costume's name is also a reference to the Noid, as the Domino's commercials told you to avoid the Noid. I didn't name the costume Avoids the Noise because I didn't feel like naming it that. This was suggested by Janko1, and congrats to them by the way, all 3 of their ideas were ones I ended up using. Don't Make a Sound's costume is Birthday Boy, suggested by Starfrag27. The Noise wears the outfit some snot-nosed little kid would wear to his birthday at an old Chuck E. Cheese. It's specifically based on the outfit he's seen wearing during the promotion of Pizza Tower's summer sale last year. War's outfit is Rocket Man, which makes the Noise wear goggles, a torn vest, and some awesome shoes. He's also got a tattoo of a heart on his right arm. This costume is based on the Noise's outfit in the Rocket Transformations TV screen. Somebody on the Sugary Spire Discord server drew fan art of this costume when I shared it, which really caught me off guard. I've had people tell me they want to draw some of the costumes I've made, but I've yet to have anyone actually do it, so thank you whoever made that art, I really truly appreciate it. Lastly, the Crumbling Tower of Pizza's costume is Self-Proclaimed King, which has the Noise wearing a purple paper crown, green sunglasses, and a purple king's cape. This costume was suggested by BMaraman8960 and is based on the Noise's outfit in the You Done It Final Judgment screen. I added the king's cape so the costume wouldn't just be the crown and sunglasses. And with that, those are all the costumes I made for the Noise. That's what I would be saying if that were true, but I'm lying to you. The one thing people have been begging me to do since the Peppino costumes video is to make costumes based on the bosses. It's been nearly a year since that video came out and I still get comments asking for it. Fortunately for all of you, not only am I a benevolent content creator, I also really enjoyed making these Noise costumes. So here we go, costumes for both Peppino and the Noise based on each boss. Pepperman's costume for Peppino is Painter, which makes Peppino look like a painter. I based it off of Pepperman's outfit in his boss intro art, hence the deep red shirt and specific paint splotches. While Pepperman's beret in game is fully green, I made Peppino's deep red with a green stem, just to reference Pepperman a bit more. As for the Noise's Pepperman costume, he gets Critic. The Noise is dressed as a typical art critic, wearing dark blue and black clothing and being very judgmental. I specifically used JoJo from the Papa's Pizzeria series of games as a reference. He's the first thing I think of when I think art critic, even though he's a food critic. The Vigilante's costume for Peppino is Cowboy, and gives Peppino a cowboy hat, brown vest, belt, and holster for his revolver. This costume is based on the same Peppino and Noise comic that I got the Noise's fast food saloon outfit from. The Noise's Vigilante costume is Outlaw. It's basically the same as Peppino's costume, except instead of having a holster, he has a bandana around his neck. The third boss is an interesting case, of course, as Peppino fights the Noise while the Noise fights the Doise. So I gave Peppino a Noise-based costume, and I gave the Noise a Doise-based costume. For Peppino's Noise costume, he gets NTV Representative, which just has him wear the Noise's outfit. That's basically it. I just wanted to make Peppino wear the Noise's clothes. Meanwhile, the Noise's Doise costume is Cryptid, which makes him look like Petito. As we all know, Petito is the Doise's worst nightmare, so it only makes sense to dress the Noise up like Petito. Personally, I think that the Noise still has his eyes, unlike Petito, he just painted them black. Fake Peppino's costume for the real Peppino is Massacre, which gives Peppino a darker, less saturated skin tone, along with brown shoes and bloodstained clothes. This costume is a reference to the game that came before Pizza Tower, called Pizza Massacre. From what I've seen, it seems like it'd be a 2D Resident Evil starring Peppino and having a much darker tone than Pizza Tower ended up having. I'd love to see Tour de Pizza revisit this concept, even if it ends up being different from the original vision for the game. The Noise' fake Peppino costume is called Italian Man, which puts the Noise in Peppino's clothes. The name is a reference to the infamous Milk comic, where the Noise refers to Peppino as Italian Man. I must say though, the Noise in this costume looks oddly familiar. I wonder why. Lastly, Pizza Face's costume for Peppino is Ringleader, which puts Peppino in Pizza Head's clothes. That's really it. Neither of the sprites I chose actually show the red bow tie, but I swear it's there. The Noise's costume is basically the same, except it's called Director and is based on Pizza Head's Halloween costume. I chose the name Director as one of the backgrounds during the crumbling tower of pizza shows a director's chair and a movie camera, implying that Pizza Head was filming Peppino's journey through the tower. Plus, the Noise directs his own movies, so it just makes sense to name it that. And that, for real this time, were all the costumes made for the Noise. It was a lot of fun making these again, especially doing the surprise boss costumes. I want to thank everyone who sent in suggestions, I really appreciate it, and I really want to thank those whose suggestions got turned into costumes. Your ideas were fantastic, and I don't think this batch of costumes would have been the same without your input. As for what costumes I'll do in the future, I have no idea. I'm definitely burnt out on costumes right now, so don't expect any in the near future. And with that, I have some very big videos I need to work on, so I'll see you all whenever I next release a video. Bye bye!